G'day lovely people, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat, this won't be my Knackers Yard. I'll be on a bit of a bimble again. I will ultimately end up at Halford's, just because of some bits and pieces I want to get, like car cleaner and all that sort of stuff. Bits that you're much better off getting online and getting in bulk, but hey, it's a good excuse to go out. I'm not taking the most direct route because I just need to clear my head a little bit. Not a lot of playing on the bikes uploaded today or over the weekend. I'm turning it down a little bit at the moment. I'm fucking busy work-wise, and frankly I'm just chilling the hell out. I mean, I'm an early riser, I always have been. That's why I managed to get quite so much done on the bikes, is that, you know, my normal Saturday routine is that I get up about 7 on a Saturday, tinker with the bikes till about 10:30, drop one of the kids off at a club, pick her up at 12:30, and then kind of wrap it in shortly after that. By which time the rest of my house does very, very little at all, because teenagers. So don't miss out on a lot, but as of late, and there's an element of changing seasons as well. I do kind of get that. There's a general lurgy kicking around, which ain't great, but we've got quite a few people out with COVID at the moment, and now, you know, like the rest of the world, I'm not regularly testing anymore, but it's not COVID, because it's completely fucking wiped them out, poor buggers. I just have a lurg, and being very busy at work, I'm just knackered, absolutely knackered. So, you know, I'm not getting up till 9:30, 10 o'clock on a weekend, because I'm just absolutely hooped, and it's kind of eating into my bike time, because then by the time I'm up, the house is doing things and people are doing things. So yeah, that said, I have had a little play. I have bought another project. I haven't filmed anything on it yet. Not entirely sure I will, because I bought a scooter. I bought it dirt cheap from literally down the road, to the point where, you know, potentially I could ride it home, but I ended up pushing it home because it wouldn't start. And because it wouldn't start, I got it for like nothing money, which is just unheard of. So it is a Piaggio Xerox, I can't fucking remember. Evo, that's it, Xevo, 2011, funny little thing, little carbureted thing. I don't know what the issue with it at the moment yet. It's got compression, it appears to have spark. I think it's fuel related. Don't know, but you know, it's a bit beaten, it's a bit battered. They are weird things. They're bloody huge for what they are. They're only 125s, but it's like a boat. But it's got a boot, which is quite cool. Anyway, less of that, and my longer term intent to get my eldest son on it, which my wife isn't supportive of at all. But anyway, I'm not going to give away my plans on that in the slightest, because it might hurt. What's going on? I was desperate to try, and, you know, in a previous upload I said about, you know, not falling for the shtick and being all depressed, because everything's very depressing at the moment. Riding past a funeral. Oops. Well timed. Yeah, everything's very depressing at the moment, and the news really doesn't help. It's all funny. And just the weirdness of the world is strange. The look at Free Gear Kia. He's had £100,000 in gifts. Highest earner in the Labour Party, etc, etc, etc. And I kind of look at it and go, now this is where I potentially get a little bit political. For that I make no apologies, because if you think you're not political, then I don't think you're engaged in the world. But it's knowing when you're being engaged is the interesting bit to me. So this £100,000 thing for Keir Starmer, the whole gifts, donations, hospitalities piece is weird and slightly false. You know, they're talking about, you know, £2,000 for a night staying at someone's house in London. You know, well, okay, it's not £2,000. No money's been exchanged, but when you put it into a little table, presumably you have to put some sort of monetary value on it, and that is incredibly difficult to do and really quite false. Let's follow the learner. I don't think I've ever been down here. I'll get out of his way, I don't want to scare the learner. I just find it hilarious, particularly when this is all stuff that's been declared. Now there's the argument that says, oh, but what's not being declared? Well, just look back at Boris Johnson. His fucking wallpaper cost more than that, and that was in one go. Oh, that wasn't declared. That was investigative reporterism found that one out. You know, it's the... And this is where the political engagement bit comes for me, because I've heard it so many times now and it's starting to really concern me, is this, they're all as bad as each other. You know, oh, they all do it, they're all as bad as each other. No, they're not. Oh, that place you just looked at there, for those that follow or watch TMF, the Missenden Flyer through Matt Hudson, that's the shop that shut down, that had TMF's Royal Enfield Custom, the one that was really cocked it up and didn't do what he asked for. Anyway, sorry, where was I? Yeah, you know, if you're not, the whole, they're all as bad as each other. They are not. They are not. Now there is a whole thing about whether or not what Starmer and Labour have been doing in the context of winter fuel allowance cuts, etc, etc, is bright, is savvy. No, it's not. But they are following the rules, and the rules of the House are that you declare blah 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 blah. Now, should it be taken in the first place? No, probably not. But it's the fact that it's being pushed as they're all as bad as each other, when they are quite fucking blatantly not. Some are considerably worse than others, and that's what we need to remember, is that there are some that are considerably worse than others. They are not all the same. Yeah, I'm slightly struggling with the whole piece at the moment because of that. It's driving me a little bit fucking scatty. Come on, red light. But anyway, that's kind of, that's by the by. I don't want to turn this into some sort of political rant. I'm on a little Sunday bimble just to get out of the house. Invented something that I need from Halfords, and the wife fell for it. It's not that bad. It's not far off, but it's not that bad. Oh God. I've realised I've broken one conviction already in terms of getting out on the bike more, considering I think last week I didn't go out on it at all. I was public transport all the way. But you know those saddos that you see on the train or on public transport, you know, working on their laptops? Yeah, I'm one of them. And as much as I've done a lot of, you know, bits to make my life more comfortable and the bike more usable, etc, etc, fall short at being able to check my emails while I'm on a bike. I have had a go at live streaming on a bike. You may have seen some of those disastrous attempts. Yeah, it just doesn't work. It really doesn't. There is a reason why nobody does it. And that reason is because it's really hard. And I don't think it's the visual. I really do think it's the audio. And I couldn't get it right. Even using the same microphone as I'm using with this for you, it's this piece. If I don't know if you're going to be able to see that at all. It's the audio converter on the BlackBerry. God, what century are you from? On the GoPro to read it off the front. There seems to be all the magic. It clears out the audio considerably better than just plugging it into a phone. It seems to cope with. And if I'm going to subject you to my ramblings on a bike like this, I think you're better off waiting and doing it that way, as in this way, as in recorded live but uploaded, not live, recorded I suppose. Yeah. God, there's lots of roadworks at the moment. Right, mother of all red bombs, I think. One day I'll grow out of that. Not yet. Not yet. Right, it's always good to get here early because this is the worst car park in the world. Driving. Just the standard of driving is fucking horrendous. Ooh, what's that? It's interesting. Wants his helmet stolen. He doesn't know where the secret bike car park is for Halfords. Yeah. Right, I'll get me bits, drop you back in. And here we have the mini project that is now working. This is a slightly battered Xevo, whatever, Piaggio scooter of some variety. Let's try and get it turned on. Yeah. So, what was the issue? Now, bearing in mind I haven't tagged all this back together yet. The issue was, it is when I picked it up, he was trying to start it and having no joy and kept pulling out the spark plug and the other, and he was convinced it was spark, because then his boyfriend came out and tried to do exactly the same again. Pulled out the plug was completely dry, it just wasn't getting fuel, so I thought it was a fuel pump. Tore it out, tore the fuel pump out, which is down there somewhere. It's not a powered one, it's a vacuum pump, because the tank is lower than the engine. The main vacuum shaft is here. That was just super glued on to there, fixed with a length of hose and a connector. So length of hose, connectors completely covered in there, and all seems good. Bits and pieces that don't work. The rear catch doesn't work for the seat. It's pretty fucking beaten up, frankly. Oh, spare bolt. I'll keep that. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a boot. I've never seen a bike with a boot before. Got a boot. Got a boot with all my tools in it at the moment. Oh, battery cover. Let me just... Oh, I'll leave those for now. They're not going anywhere. But yeah, you can lock your helmet away in it, which is properly smart. Right, let's see if it will let me down. Oh, that's on, but it does go off. Right, I'm terrible on scooters. I've never really owned one or ridden one. And I keep trying to change gear with a clutch that is actually a rear brake, but it's a big old slow thing. it gets there eventually. So 36,000 kilometres. The guy had it for 2 years and had done like Uber miles on it. He was from Bournemouth and eventually moved up here. It is liquid cooled, which in itself is a bit of an issue, but I'll come into that in a minute. So, happily poodles at the speed limit, and we'll do more with encouragement. It's got brand new tyres on it, it's got new suspension on it as well. It is beaten, but nothing that can't be tarted up. But frankly, it doesn't really matter for a scooter like this. It's these things just get beaten and dropped. One of the wing mirrors is held on by, everything's been super glued at some point or another on this. Then just decided you're coming out, did you? Just because I'm on L plates doesn't mean I'm a learner. It's MOT'd. MOT till July next year, I think. So 30 mile an hour there. Let's give it some beans. Speedy man. So got up to 50 there. That's alright, you just force your way through, prick. Got a longer straight here, let's see how we can go here. So 30, 40, 50 at a push, 55. So you'll get up to 60, it just didn't do it quick. But I can see why little scooters are so popular, because they're just so easy to ride. Squirrel! And I'm not sure I feel the most secure that I ever have. Either on the bike or within my own masculinity. But it's a great fun little thing. But I'm not getting a lot of wind either. I've got so used to being buffeted around on a naked bike now, but having something with fairing feels quite luxurious. But yeah, so it was a boxy little project that I did in a day that cost me nothing, and I could either tinker with and make better some of the terrible super glue repairs that be done on it, or I could just flog it as is. I don't really know. Probably the advice will be flog it back in and get back to the proper bikes now, but you know, I've got a few days for the V5 to come through, so I may do something. But yeah, there are a couple of bits that I probably really should do, one of which is, and I will show you. Ooh, where's the stand? Slopes and hills. That'll do. One of which is, it seems to be allergic to coolant. Drip, drippity, drip, drip. I'm going to have to locate where that is actually coming from. I'll have to work all that out, because it came with a big 5 litre drum of coolant, and I think I've worked out why. It seems somewhat allergic to it, but I'll have a bit of a closer look. And it's got, you know, I have been pissing around with coils and stuff. I don't have those panels, but you can see it's had a rather nasty drop. Forks are straight, forks are dry, yeah, mostly dry. Oh, hang on, I've still got coolant on my hands from down there. Forks might be fucked. That one's fine. Trouble is, it's been, let me get a cloth, wipe them down, and I'll whip it back up and down the hill and see if that is an issue. That'd be a pain if it is. I hate doing forks. he hadn't used it for a while. So that's not one headlight out, that is a full beam and a standard. I actually just see if I might need a clean out. So that's low beam, that's high beam, that's them both. That's dipped, that's the word I was looking for. I wasn't pulling it enough. Indicators work, left. Right. Horn. I can't actually see if the brake light's working. Doesn't look like that one is. I can't tell. Doesn't look like the brake lights are working, but hey, sort that out. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's a funny little thing. Let me just give it a bit of a bounce and see if that fork's dirty or wet. That's dry as a bone. That's fine. I think it's mucky. Yeah. Needs a hell of a tidy up. See, that's been cracked through. That's just super glue. You can tell it's super glue because he's managed to drip it around the edges as well. Why the fuck people do that, I've no idea. But yeah, that's what's keep me occupied and keep my hands off the big ones at the moment, just to give me a bit of a break. And that seat latch is irritating. But yeah, all cool. Right, that'll do me. Catch you later. Ta-da.